Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Classic Reddit, where real humans read Reddit content. Today's post on askreddit is by Professor Dull123. What was your best purchase this year, 2020? The first reply is by Penguin Blue. A washing machine around the start of the pandemic. We used to hold the clothes to a laundromat and fold them there. I'm not saying it was chickens, but it was chickens. They eat weed and table scraps. They give us eggs. They give us good compost. They are funny as all hell. They force me to go outside regularly, but the best part is they're really good for my family's mental health. Just hanging out with them, which is especially needed this year. I bought 10 chickens in February. We had been planning on it since buying our property, but COVID-19 finally pushed us to do it. I love the orange egg yolks, and my daughter loves to play with the chickens. I love chickens. They are so much fun. I got Muscovy ducks a few years back, and I think I love them maybe a bit more. They have this sweet little squeak and wiggle their butt tail feathers so excitedly when they see you. They also give lovely eggs. Don't forget chickens need vet visits too. I love the creative names that chickens get. Best one ever was Berkercules in name and personality. She came in egg-bound and went home a few days later to lay another day. We bought 6 tiny chicks in March, thinking we might lose a couple, and now we have 6 pretty hens and more eggs than we can eat. Same. I got 4 pullets off Craigslist and a flat pack coop earlier this year. They are endlessly entertaining to watch and interact with. Plus, the fresh eggs. A+ would buy chickens again. I got 2 chickens earlier this year. I built a coop for them. Then midsummer I went inside for a minute and a hawk killed one of them. The other one turned out to be a rooster. He likes to scream at dawn, and he doesn't produce eggs. I'm going to try to get more chickens in the spring. I hate to break it to you, but turkeys are even better than chickens. They're much friendlier towards people, and they act just as stupid. They don't lay nearly as many eggs, though. There are our 3 girls. We've got 30+ chickens as well. Butterball hates my wife and tries to attack her all the time. She's my best bird friend and is fully attached to me. I think it all stems back to when she was molting a year or so ago and my wife grabbed her, which was obviously painful for the turkey. She's never gotten over it. Only very gentle touches when they're molting. Though I'd mention this regarding eggs. My wife usually sells chicken eggs for $5 a dozen. People have no problem paying $10 for a dozen turkey eggs. One lady said they are better than chicken eggs when it comes to baking. I love chickens, but is there a way to deal with that smell? Well, a properly maintained coop should have been very little smell. Keep the bedding fresh and dry and scoop out all the soiled bedding as needed. You can put it in the garden. I use wood chips. Most arborists will give you those for free if you turn up with a sack or a bin. Chickens love to dig in them. They compost down over 6 or 12 months into nice fertile soil, and they don't smell. I use them under the sleeping roost too. Just pile more fresh stuff on top until it's getting close to perch, then pull it out and dump it in the compost bin. My arborist visits me and dumps a fresh pile of wood chips in the driveway when I ask, but not everyone wants 10+ cubic meters of steaming fresh chips. Another fun chicken activity is to tie a cabbage onto a string and hang it up. They love that and would peck at it for hours. Squat rack. Took a long time to get everything set up, but it was worth the wait. A week prior to all the gyms getting shut down, I dropped $1,000 on a foldable squat rack, 260 pounds of bumper plates, a powerlifting bar, and horse stall mats. My wife, who works out a lot, wasn't happy with the purchase initially, but was very grateful once all the gyms closed. Gym equipment prices are out of control right now. Luckily, I have some basics, but feel like I'm going to be waiting another year for upgrading or adding. Bonus. When rich folks sell their home, gym equipment will be cheap. Absolutely, bro. A lot of people scoff at a home gym, saying, "Why don't you just pay for a gym membership?" They have no idea the freedom and convenience that it provides. I started with a Rogue pull-up bar with Olympics rings attached and slowly added pieces over the year. I have a full squat rack, 500 pounds of plates, a Concept 2 rower, a few kettlebells, and dumbbells up to 40 pounds. I legit don't have to leave the house to do anything. When COVID hit, I was so thankful for the money I'd invested in all that gear. Also, home gyms usually pay themselves off in a year or two monetarily, but the time saved is the most valuable part. It just depends on how they view the world, but either way, it does pay itself in money and time eventually. I put a very high value on my time. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that minutes equals hours in your personal time. I totally agree. I hate money, but I love time. The world loves money and hates your time. I'm trying to find a balance where I can afford to live, but also just live. Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? My dream is to run away and live in a cabin in the woods off the land. But I love the internet too much, and I'd almost certainly be just another Chris McCandless instead of Hugh Glass. I kind of feel like that's the story of my life. Look up to Hugh Glass and become a Chris McCandless. An idealistic nobody, tale of tragedy and intellectual blindness, chasing after a dream. Where did you find the plates for it? I've been searching for plates and I'm just not willing to pay $100 for a single 45-pound Olympic plate. You have to constantly be checking Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, etc. Check out Home Gym and their weekly stock update thread. Same here. I've always shied away from the squat rack in commercial gyms. Having my own is such a game changer. No wait time, can do as many sets as I need, and I'm a lot more comfortable lifting heavy weights. I've got 500 pounds of weights and an Olympic bar coming home tomorrow by freight. I never thought I would be this excited. I wish I had room for a home gym. No kidding. Every extra square inch in my house has been converted to home offices and classrooms. No room for a gym. Gym dues budget has been converted to an alcohol budget for coping-related day drinking. A Roomba! After having 3 spinal surgeries a few years ago, hoovering has been the worst. This bad boy has helped me more than you'll ever know. I got the Roborock robotic vacuum cleaner 2 years ago, and I spent way too much to get the extra features. Build a map of floor plan, can run at scheduled times, can do individual rooms, phone notifications to empty dustbin or clean sensors or replace brushes, but it's been absolutely a worthwhile investment. It literally changed my life. I can go close to a year without vacuuming on my own, but this makes it an absolute no-brainer. The best thing about it is it forces me to keep the floor clean so that it can run. I also bought one, but I have no legitimate reasons other than being a lazy bum. So I also wholeheartedly endorse this purchase. I got a Roomba this year too. I just do a quick once over for any cat toys, flip my dining chairs onto the table, and it does great. My long-haired kitty is awful for tracking litter around, and the Roomba keeps me from having to sweep every other day. This is narrator speaking, I wish I could only sweep every other day. Here in Nicaragua, there's a lot of dust because houses have like open plans so that you have more airflow. And man, I gotta sweep like twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. It's heavy. The owner of the cat rescue I'm working with has several cats. 3 times now, one of the cats has had diarrhea while she was gone at work. The Roomba not only ran over the poop, but then proceeded to smear the poop all over her house, making for a lovely smell and sight when she got home. That is exactly why I have mine set to only run while I'm home. My 20-year-old cat doesn't always make it completely in the box, and I don't want to come home to that. Sweet D. That model is a D-bot. So combine that with Sunny in Philly reference. I recommended Nido to anyone looking to buy a Robo vacuum cleaner. They move in a much more structured way than Roombas. Most of the Roombas haven't been random in a while. They map your house now. I, like another commenter, have a crawling baby and no time to vacuum regularly. Partner and I are considering a Roomba but have no idea which one to get. Can Reddit recommend a good model, please? Well, here's a long, detailed review of Roomba 960. I bought a Roomba 960 recently and did some research. You don't have to buy a Roomba to get a good vacuum cleaner, but in general, they are a little sturdier and easier to fix. Mine requires some care, but I prefer that over vacuum cleaning any day of the week. Main consideration points: battery life. How big is your house? I'd say mine would be able to do about 80 to 90 square meters in one go. It does, however, remember where it ran out of battery and continues if necessary. That tends to be a pricier feature. Depending on the pricing and brand, Robos are going to do a better job at getting rid of all the dirt. The quality equates to pricing pretty proportional. Most robot vacuum cleaners are going to be great on tiles or hardwood. When you get into carpeting, it gets tricky. Look into this if you have a lot of carpeting. 2-in-1, I wouldn't recommend it. There aren't a lot of them who do it well unless you're willing to spend the big bucks. Options and quality, dustbin. Decently sized, recommended. App assistance via Wi-Fi. Recommended smart cleaning pattern. It feels good to see your robo not derping around, although they tend to have the same result. That was a very short summary, so let me know if you have any more questions. I'll end with 3 models that I would recommend in the mid-range: the Roomba 675, Evax Dbot 979S or N79S, and the Roomba 960. I love it, but only if you can get a deal on it. Anything under $350 would be a steal, in my opinion. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time and attention. If you have a Reddit post you would like to listen to, or if you want to make YouTube content similar to this, and you feel intimidated by making and editing your own videos, did you know you can make content in one sitting? That's true. You could make a 30-minute video in 35 minutes, believe it or not. And if you're interested, please contact us. That's what we're working on making. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.